So this is a perspective from an addicted player and why he feels like Genshin Impact won't last. Nice. Content ready? Yes, content ready. I'm hyped. No matter what this says, I'll still be playing Genshin. But I guess he's addressing all the problems, and I'm guessing this is all the problems that we are aware of, and we're gonna probably agree with it. But we're still gonna be playing this game because we are sadistic, gambling degenerates. Okay, let's have a go. This is gonna be interesting. All right, why Genshin Impact won't last from an addicted player. Now, I am not an addicted player because I don't jump on Genshin every day anymore, unless I just do the dailies if I have time. Like, I didn't even do my dailies yesterday, right? So I just play for fun. But the reason why is because there is no incentive for me to jump on and play. I'm pretty much, like, when it comes to power levels, I can do all the content, and that's all that really matters. And then I just save the, you know, story quests and all of the stuff I want to enjoy for later.
It's becoming increasingly clear to people that Genshin Impact sucks, for beginners at least. Well,
why would it suck?
Think it just sucks.
Why would it suck for beginners? What? Isn't when you start the game, isn't that when you have the most to do? Let's go, I'm hyped right now. Like, isn't when you start the game, it's the most fun, in my opinion? Like, endgame is the most boring game, because you have nothing to do. At least when you start off, you've got so much new stuff to do and explore, and then you got the levels, and then you go up, and then you start doing your artifacts, and you upgrade your characters and talents, and like so much to do.
In general, but regardless on where you lie on the spectrum of Genshin Impact enjoyment, I think most people agree that Genshin Impact has steadily been getting worse. Don't get me wrong, there's been some massive improvements obviously, but there's still plenty of parts to Genshin that have and will continue to become bigger issues as time goes on. And if left unaddressed, these issues will make...
I'm guessing he's talking about the limited time events and how they go away whenever you do them. I think that's just Gacha 101. Like, if you don't play the game, you will miss out on shit.
Genshin Impact a much worse game when it's finished.
Wait, you can't hear the video? What do you mean? No, it's there.
The idea of Genshin Impact ever being a finished game seems crazy to think about currently, but already it's clear if you aren't playing and keeping up with the updates as they come out, you'll have a hard time catching up. That's because many elements of the game are showing how they're flawed in the long term. For example...
Is it very low? It's blasting on my desktop audio. Okay.
There's lots of issues with characters. So many, in fact, that it...
Hold on. Can hear the music, not his voice. Chalk speed. Oh my god. I'm gonna increase the volume then. On the desktop.
Could be its own video, but to quickly summarize, the rarities of characters is an issue. There are characters that are 5 stars, but shouldn't be, and characters that are 4 stars, but shouldn't be.
Wait. Ning, okay. Kaya, yeah, Kaya is kind of OP.
Of 4 to 5 is becoming so problematic that there are more 5 stars in the game now than there are 4 stars, because each update adds as many 5 stars or more than 4 stars. Except for one update that only added Rosaria. We've already come to the issue of there
being... But Rosaria is Giga Chad, okay? So she deserved her own update.
So many 5 stars that they've had to increase the number of character banners there are at a time to cycle through the 5 stars enough, but ultimately...
Gacha 101.
That just delays the greater issue of there being too many.
How do you want to progress a game if you're not gonna give us more characters? So do you not want characters to summon on? This game's been out for 1.5 years. Do you not understand the form of gacha? If I show you any other gacha ever in the game, like even, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just gacha 101. You need to give us stuff to do. You need to give us new characters. Just because you started late, I just want Emos and Pretties. No, listen, just because you started late, it doesn't mean that the game isn't new player friendly. You've got all of these to catch up on. No, you've got all of these to do. You've got more content than we had when we first started, right? And you eventually catch up if you enjoy the game as you go along. The characters. You've got more choices to summon on more characters and get them early game because of the amount of primos you get and the chance and multiple banners, right? Which means where we could have only gotten one 5-star character, you can get 2 5-star characters per patch because there is just so many now. So when you join in late, it's a catch-up mechanic. It's not dumping all of these characters. All of these characters go with the story. If you have a story about a character, you need to make them summonable. Not only so the company makes money, but for your own enjoyment.
I'm number.
The common idea people have
Okay, let's not talk about Natalia's reruns though. That's some bullshit, okay? That's the only thing I would agree with.
is to just add more 5 stars to the standard banner, which
Yes.
makes perfect sense.
Yes, it would. I agree with you that 100%. They should add more characters to the standard banner. Why the fuck is there so many limited time characters? If you add more characters to the game, add add them to the standard banner, right? I know you want the rerun hype, you want more money, you making people wait for the popular characters. Okay, make the popular characters limited time to make your money. Okay, whatever, it is what it is. But clean the standard banner at least. Rework the standard banner, or at least make another standard banner. Make a second standard banner.
But that
Do
too
something,
eventually will run into the issue of there being way too many, especially if there's like 35 stars on the standard banner and you only really want one of them. An easy way around that.
That's why there would be specific reruns for specific characters. Okay, so they're doing these reruns so you could get that specific character after you spend obviously like, I don't know, $600, like 400 quid, which is still fucking bullshit, right? Don't get me wrong, but make the standard banner like a low chance to get the character what you want by adding like all of the characters in there, whatever, so you can summon for that and hopefully get them with the free pulls that you get. But save your fate for the limited time banners that highlight this person. Like, this is a rate up banner, a 1 character banner. Yes, a 1 character banner, which is would basically be a rate up banner, right? Every gacha does this. Have you never played gacha games ever for saying all of this?
That would be to just do what the weapon banner does, where you can
Also, yeah, they give you a guaranteed 4-star on like events and like anniversaries
sort
and
of
stuff.
pick one 5-star to go for. So
Weapon banners are full of shit.
there's
We
a
know
pretty
that.
easy way to solve this character issue. Hoyoverse just has to start taking the steps to get there, but they might not want to. If they start adding less 5 stars and they start making the current 5 stars easier to get, then people will stop spending as much money to get the characters.
Of
they want.
course.
Though another intentional issue
Of
with
course.
5 stars that I don't think they'll fix because it makes them more money is that some 5 stars are just better than others.
Of
I
course.
mean, it makes sense for the Archons to be
It's
better
meta.
than any other 5-star, except that Venti has already sort of been outclassed by Kazuha. Then again, you wouldn't want the very first 5-star to be one of the best characters by the end of the game, which is probably why they've made...
He will still be the best character by the end of the game because of the way this game is designed, and it will work. If you finish building a character to its full potential, it will be viable till the end of the game's life cycle, right? That is the way they went for it. That is the way they have to do it. So it's not quote unquote pay to win. Every character has to be viable. Every character has to be good to clear the content, right? Unless the content is not necessary to clear, like Abyss. You can clear it and get some primos and stuff, but you know, it's not like it's chased as endgame content. The weakest Archon is the strongest because Venti can make a black hole. Yeah, exactly.
Every Archon lose their no...
Don't question. You're gonna pull in 2.0. Of course, I pull every banner. I pull on every I pull on every character basically. That's kind of the way I
for
do
the sake
it.
of game.
So I don't get like bored basically, and I want to try different team comps. My fun in Genshin is trying different team comps, pulling for new characters, building them, and then just trying them out in Spyro because there is nothing better. But yeah, who you getting in 2.8? I mean, I'm just going like Hazel so far. Like, I don't know who else is gonna come out, but I'm definitely getting Hazel because he's fucking sick.
Gameplay, you've got to
I'm gonna have
nerf
so much
those
fun.
gods so they aren't significantly better than everyone else. Then they came up with a clever story reason as to why they're weaker now. That way you focus on a better playing experience overall, rather than
Wait, what was
better than
that?
everyone else. Then they came up with a clever story reason as to why they're weaker now. That way
This character cannot cook. Oh wow. The boss when you unlock her as a character. Wait, the boss when you fight her? Yes. Bro, what? It's always like this, and I hate it. Why not, when you ult with Raiden, give us this, bro? Holy shit, that would have been so sick. The character, wait, the boss when you look as a character, this character cannot cook. Oh Lord, have
You
mercy.
focus on a better playing experience overall, rather than strictly on story. Or you could do the exact opposite, like they did with Mondstadt and Liyue were developed together prior to Genshin's public release, so those two areas were made to scale well together. However,
Yes.
by the time Inazuma was released, a large portion of Genshin's player base had already reached what is essentially
Endgame.
the cap of level scaling, Adventure Rank 55, where
Yes.
the scaling for Adventure Ranks has such a dramatic increase that it's very clearly supposed to be a soft limit on Adventure Rank, with
It's
a
a soft
slightly
cap.
harder limit at 60. But because people loved Genshin so much, they had managed to get to this Adventure Rank already before Inazuma came out. They
Yep.
had max leveled some of their characters and farmed perfect artifacts at the time, and because
Yep.
of this, they were way stronger than they were intended to be at this point in the game,
Yep.
and people were asking for much more difficult challenges. And, well,
Oh no.
Illusion shattered.
it
Oh!
soon got harder in my own experience.
Bro, how you feel that, bro? Bro, how you feel that, bro?
I
There
had
ain't no
started
way.
playing after Inazuma had
There ain't no
released,
way.
and I played at my own pace and gradually got through the story, not in a rush to reach up to new content. But by the time I got to Inazuma, it was so much more difficult than anything before. Now, it makes sense for Inazuma to
Why?
be much harder story-wise, because that's the entire story of Inazuma. It's a hostile place. You're not supposed to be there. But gameplay-wise, it sucked. A lot. There was pretty much nowhere in Inazuma that was safe to be. There were large portions of each island that would actively harm you just to be around in. Not to mention that each enemy was becoming
Okay.
increasingly more annoying to deal with, which was its own problem with difficulty, because enemies were becoming increasingly immune to Animo's crowd control, but they
Which
could
is
also
good.
toss you around really easily if you didn't have any good shields. So they certainly
Okay.
did succeed in making Inazuma feel like a hostile, uninviting place, but it also made the game feel like a hostile, uninviting game. To veteran players,
No. I've got a quick and easy answer for you. Called get good. Okay, friend? I'm sorry. But by the time you get to Inazuma, you're supposed to have a wide roster of characters. You're supposed to have the shields, the single target DPS. You're supposed to, the whole point of this game is to make a team based on where you are right now. So you can't just go around and 1.0 Andy here, I got Venti, so I don't need to care about crowd control because I can just kill everything. No, bro, you're supposed to make a different team. Like, okay, this dude is immune to crowd control. Let me make a single target DPS team. Razor, don't let me down. Okay, level up, level 80. Okay, but Inazuma unlocks at AR 30. I need you to be level 80. I know Inazuma unlocks at AR 30, so you could go there and explore it, right? But it's one of those things in like MMORPGs where you can go anywhere you want. I don't know, take fucking the most recent game. Let's see, Elden Ring, right? Elden Ring. You could go anywhere you want in Elden Ring, but you clearly know when you're not supposed to be in that place, where you deal no damage and you get one shot by the fucking enemy. You're like, okay, let me relax, step back, let me grind out the earlier places, right? Let me go back and grind out the earlier places, get stronger, and come back to Inazuma. If you want to do the story, you can do the story. You're gonna have struggle, but like, listen, take a step back, relax. Don't just beeline the main story. Enjoy, explore, do the side quests. You know what I mean? I know there has been events that are strictly Inazuma events and you have to go there and you're forced to do them. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I never had that problem, so I can't even like empathize, or I can't even tell you how it is because, you know, again, like I was late game when Inazuma came out. I was too powerful. I was just one shot and everything. It's the people who were already at AR 55, 56 when Inazuma dropped that didn't build their characters properly that suffered. I'm AR 43 and I'm suffering. That's why I'm building my characters, and Reza is my strongest character. Yeah, Reza is actually a very good option, to be honest, as a main character, because he's got single target DPS, and you could he's kind of got AoE with his swipes. But yeah, AR 43. See, even AR 43 is suffering. I don't know. I feel like Inazuma unlocks at AR 30 because people were complaining that they couldn't do the events fast enough, or they were missing out on events, and they couldn't reach Inazuma fast enough. I really feel like Inazuma is an AR 45 and above area. It has to be, because from AR 45 you get your 5-star artifacts, which you need to actually, progress. But there's also the concept of the world level progression. So if you're a lower AR, you have weaker enemies in your world because you haven't done the world ascension quests yet. So, like, if you upgrade your world level and you're not ready for that world level, you will be struggling not only in Inazuma, but you could also be struggling in Mondstadt and Liyue, because that's what happened to me when I first started. I done the ascension quest from 40 to 45, and I wasn't ready for it, and I was struggling with like Mitachus and shit. AR 45 to 54 / is suffering, to be honest. He does a lot of damage, and Benny just helps increase that damage. That's why I'm building my characters, and Reza is the strongest character. Yeah, Reza is very strong, especially with Bennett paired up. Amazing. Run in Xingqiu if you've got Xingqiu. Build Xingqiu. Boom, you're done. And then you could put a fourth, like, for extra DPS or survivability. 1,000 to 2,000. Exactly. Why are you shouting? Wait. Why you shout? Oh, why are you shouting, Hakado? It's normal for me to shout. Sorry, that's so cute. But no, honestly, yeah, just build one strong team and you should be good. And then if you want to do Spiral of Abyss, just build a second strong team and you should be good.
Sure, it didn't feel that bad because it was just catching up to where they already were. Now, of course, there were ways around this. You could just avoid every fight, or even decrease your world level if you wanted to. But that doesn't solve the fact that the difficulty spike is there. That just means that there are ways for you to make the game easier yourself. Admittedly, the main issue is that the automatic
But isn't that a good thing? So what do you mean by a massive difficulty spike? Because like the difficulty spike, okay, you are, for example, you're a fucking Giga gamer and you find this game to be easy, and then you go to Inazuma and you finally have that challenge and you're happy, right? Fucking pro gamer, fucking plays this game all day, every day, whatever, right? Cool. Okay, he's happy. You're just like a casual enthusiast. You just want to play this game. You want to chill. You want to relax, right? And then you get to Inazuma and it's too hard. You can lower your world level and enjoy the game then. Like, it is a choice, right? I know you feel like you should be strong enough to do this, and you feel like, it's kind of discouraging to lower your world level because you feel like you're kind of losing at this video game. But if you you should know if you're too early to go there or not. I don't know. There should be, I don't know. It's like, maybe I play too much FromSoft games where I know the importance of self-progression and knowing yourself and your account and whether you should be there or not. I don't know. It's just awkward. It's a difficulty
scaling that comes with world level doesn't actually address how
a lot of people are casuals who don't play for Abyss or fighting stuff. Even world level 7 is hard for them. But that's what I mean, and that's why the option to lower your world level is there. If you want to enjoy the game, to go out and explore, do some puzzles, fight, whatever, you can lower your world level, which again, it is nerfing, and it doesn't make you feel as good because, you also get less materials, right, to upgrade your characters. But it is there. Reza is my only hope, and if he dies in my team, I get worried. No, you can't lower you can't lower world level 7 if you're world level 8. Well, you can't lower, then you can't go lower. You can only lower your world level by 1.
There's 2 different ways to get stronger.
But 1 should be
level
enough.
And equipment. Equipment is significantly more impactful than leveling. This equipment being artifacts and weapons. In the case of artifacts, you can't really get good artifacts until much later on when you can get 5-star artifacts.
Yes.
Or at least that's what everybody makes it out to be. Maybe this was just a personal problem of everybody around me telling me not to bother with artifacts until they were rarity 5, but in my experience, my artifacts barely ever made a difference until much later on. If I wasn't higher level than the enemy, I probably couldn't beat them comfortably. But later into the game, 5-star artifacts
Metachels were always a problem. they are made to be a problem. They are made to be scary. You're not supposed to just run up to a Mitachu and be like, yep, you're getting fucked. You're supposed to run up to a Mitachu and be like, okay, this is a fight. I need to take you seriously. And even then, you still die. Because, yeah, he's strong. He's a strong boy. Them Larachus are bastards? Yes! And I'm AR60 and I still find them to be annoying. I get scared if I see them? No. Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. They're made to be like that. So it's like if you die, it's fine. Just, you know, upgrade your characters, come back and beat him finally. I remember I was struggling so much in the time trial outside, you know, in the Leeway Stone, was it the Stone Forest or something like that? The one where you can get the Petra materials. There was a time trial where you have to beat a Mitachu in a certain amount of time. I couldn't do that for the longest of time. I couldn't beat this Mitachu. I wasn't strong enough to to kill this Mitachu. Like, I just wasn't. It was so annoying. And then when I finally secured Zhongli to shred his shield fast enough, I was able to do it. But it was crazy. I now like killing them in the overworld, etc. Though, yeah, same. But I used to hate the cryo ones and yeah, the cryo ones, yeah, exactly. Oh god, the cryo ones, yeah, it used to be a problem. Now it's not, because you can apply cryo, like I can apply pyro like a lot with like Yoi and stuff like that.
Artifacts are everything, to the point that super low level characters can beat very high level enemies pretty well if they have great artifacts.
Yes, that's
There's a similar case with weapons, but it's more luck dependent, where you just have to happen upon really good weapons for your characters. Which, the longer you're playing, the more chances you have to get those better weapons.
Of
So
course.
at some point, up in like AR 45 to 50, there's a moment where your level becomes meaningless, and equipment becomes incredibly important. And at
Yes.
that point, player strength spikes incredibly high.
Yes.
World level just isn't able to cut it at that point, so they have to have a manual difficulty spike to account for it. Players had already reached this spike before Inazuma came out. So
Yeah, that
now
happened to me
new
one
players
time.
going
That was
back
some
through the
bullshit.
game will have a much harder time as soon as they get to Inazuma, because they haven't been playing the game for nearly a year before Inazuma came out. Now
Exactly.
there are plenty of other hypothetical issues with having so many players at the cap of the game scaling already.
Yes,
But I think it's
that's me,
pretty
chat.
obvious that they'll increase the cap, at least on level, eventually. Especially
have
because
to.
there are enemies that are higher level than your characters can get already. But I wonder, maybe at that point, level will become more important than equipment.
No.
Because artifacts are already at a 5-star rarity, and I can't really see them adding a 6.
They will add a 6th star. They will do that. They will 100% add a 6-star artifact set. And it will give you not 5 rolls, it will give you like 6 or 7 rolls, right? And or like even more, right? So they will add like a relic, right? It will be the same thing as it will be the same thing as Lost Arks stuff as well, like rocks and stuff. They will add from a legendary, they will go to a relic emblem set, right? Which will be even rarer. You have to be AR60 to get like guaranteed, probably, which we already are. Like AR60 to get guaranteed drops, and you'll be able to go up to level 30, like plus 30, not plus 20, which will obviously consume much more artifacts, but it's fine because it's more game time. And then they'll let you have like extra 2 rolls to get even more power to spike up with the upcoming releases. They'll do that. I feel like they will do that 100%. Eventually they will, because it's a gacha game, and that's gacha games 101. I just want artifact sets where you can change substats or guarantee some sort of substat. They will probably do that too. Yo, Comac TV, hello friend, how are you doing? Thanks so much for coming through. I hope you sit back, relax and enjoy. I'm doing some react on this stuff right now. I'm at 43, so I have a long way to go. No, this is just speculating, okay? I'm just speculating, I'm just guessing what the game's gonna do. But they'll probably do that sometime in the future.
Star rarity of artifacts.
Yeah.
But there's also plenty of other issues that they're facing with trying to scale. Feature creep. The mortal enemy of all card game fans.
Yo, when I first saw the clam set and what it does, it was so funny. I felt like I was reading an essay, bro. It's Pog.
Feature
Look
creep.
at this.
The mortal
So 2-piece is so simple. Healing bonus plus 15%.
enemy of all
And then you
card
got the
game things.
4-piece set. Lord have mercy on the 4-piece set. But I like, okay. They could have made this so much simpler. They could have, the A plus essay, they could have made this so much simpler. They could have just said, you get a bubble. A bubble appears whenever you heal, right? Based on 90% of accumulated healing. Oh my god. So you get a bubble that deals damage based on 90% of your healing. Max 30 plus like max 30k HP over heal, right? So that's all they could have just said, right? Damage dealt by this fucking orb or by this blob is 90% of your healing. Overheal included, max 30k HP. Boom. Like, it's just so simple. Appear for 3 seconds. Okay. Duration time 3 seconds. Can do this every 3.5 seconds.
And if you don't know what feature creep is,
I hate reading, so I just look at TikToks for the best build and do it. It's a whole book
it's
page.
basically
Yeah.
when card game designers have to add more complicated features
Holy shit.
and skills and such to keep things interesting and fresh so that players keep buying new cards. It's an
Yep.
alternative to just making newer cards better than older cards, although sometimes they can go hand in hand. But here
Yeah.
in Genshin, feature creep has struck artifacts. It makes
Yeah.
sense that this would happen eventually, it's just surprising that it's happened so soon. The obvious goal with artifacts is to have every single artifact set be useful in some way and different
course.
from every other. However, this has
course.
very, very quickly led to extremely lengthy, convoluted
Because these artifacts are not designed to be used by everybody. These artifacts, complex artifacts, when you read them, you know they are designed for a specific character, i.e. the clam set for Kokomi, this set for Zhao, this set for Ayato, right? Like, when an artifact set comes out, it is for a specific character. That's how they do it. That's how they always done it, to make them even more powerful. But don't get it twisted. Don't get shit confused. You can still use them. They can still be viable for other characters as a bonus, right?
descriptions for artifact passives. And even though they are kind of trying to keep each artifact distinct,
I have
they've
Aladdin
already
Instructor by
made
Statistics.
artifacts that
It's
kind
cool.
of fill the roles of previous ones. For
Yep.
instance, Husk of Opulent Dreams is generally better for Geo users than Archaic Petra was, and Ocean Hued
Of
Clam
course.
is generally better for healers than Maiden Beloved, and
Of course.
Emblem of Severed Fate is
Self-scale.
generally better for everyone in the game, and I don't think it's entirely
Yeah, Emblem is so OP though. Yeah, Emblem is very, very OP. Why? Because energy recharge, like, you want your ults off cooldown most of the time, right? And Emblem of Severed Fate not only gives you energy recharge, it also gives you a damage boost based on how much energy recharge you've got, without having to worry about not having your ultimate, because, well, you've got energy recharge.
bad
So
to
OP.
have artifacts just be better versions of previous ones. You wouldn't really want artifacts that players grinded in Mondstadt to carry them all the way to Snezhnaya, right?
Exactly.
And currently that's kind of
You want
presented
variety.
well in the way that the passives are designed. For instance, there's a lot of early artifacts that
Yo, just
just
being
sort
pretty,
of
yep.
give you elemental damage boosts. And now these later ones are doing more specific things that are better than the more general boost for a certain element. Like again, with
Exactly.
Husk of Opulent Dreams, it's
They're more
specifically good
character
for Geo characters that scale with defense. But Ningguang, for example, doesn't scale off defense,
Go for
and
Petra.
so she still prefers Archaic Petra.
Yep.
But in their goal of making each artifact set kind of unique from each other, it's led to very complicated artifacts very quickly. Thankfully, 2-piece bonuses are still very simple, and
Yeah,
that's
they're
because
nice
they
and
repeat
easy.
a lot, which is probably preferred. However, when it comes to
Yeah, because then you
4-piece
can split two
bonuses,
twos.
those are all completely different, and I can't really present any super strong suggestions on how to fix this other than just coming up with new, simpler passive ideas for artifact sets. My
How-
only idea
how?
would be to
When
do
they've done
something
everything.
like those 4-star artifacts that are like the tiaras, that each have a 1-piece bonus to reduce the amount of time you're affected by an element. Make like a 5-star equivalent of that, although not with that exact exact passive because that passive sucks balls and nobody
They're gonna
uses
do
it.
that.
But artifact sets with one piece bonuses could
They're
be
gonna
interesting
do
since
that.
you could
They will do that to reward the people that have a 4-piece set to give themselves an extra 1-piece bonus. But the bonus isn't gonna be huge, or at least I hope it's not gonna be huge, because if it is, then people are just gonna be stuck in the artifact domain for years.
could then have a 4-piece bonus with a 1-piece bonus. And
The
that
Maiden
would
Beloved
allow
is just,
for a bit more
yeah, Maiden's
variety,
Beloved is
hopefully.
meh.
The only other
I
way
know,
I,
I
could
hate
see
getting
it
it when I'm
going
farming
again
for
is
DB.
just to make new artifacts be straight upgrades from previous ones. Maybe eventually they'll do all the elemental bonus artifacts again, but just better. That's
Pyro
not
damage plus
necessarily
100%,
exciting
holy
per
shit.
se, but at the very least it forces players to keep interacting with the artifact system. Ultimately, the big
course
issue
it
with
will.
artifacts is
It's
that
gambling.
players just care too much about getting great artifacts, but they also kind of have to care that much if they want to beat the Spiral Abyss. But the Spiral Abyss
Yay.
got so difficult in the first place because players were too strong already, so I don't know. I don't really envy the person who has to come up with all these artifacts, because balancing them just seems super difficult.
There is no
Since
balance.
the artifact sets are already
not seen
kind of
what a
getting
Raiden
better
national
as
team
you
does to a
increase your
Spiral
world
Abyss
level
team?
and unlock higher rarities, but also
There is
you
no
wouldn't
balance.
want artifacts
There's
from
no
the beginning of the
chance. There's
game
no
to be as
challenge.
good as artifacts at the end of the
The more you
game
play the game, the easier the
within
game
the
is.
same world level, which is sort of a similar issue that difficulty had. So I guess artifacts and difficulty are actually one bigger section of world
Scaling!
level is a
Let's go.
scaling difficulty system in
There we
Genshin
go.
Impact, which increases the difficulty of the game as you get
Let's talk
higher
about
in
this.
adventure rank. Scaling difficulty systems are made to adapt to a player's skill. So if you're better at the game than
Wow.
expected, the game will get harder. So you'll have the
you
same
believe that?
fun challenge that anyone else does.
Can you
But
believe
Genshin
that?
Impact also has
Oh, yeah.
a leveling
Nameless.
system, which artificially increases players' skill by just making your characters better the longer
course.
you play with them. On top
Of
of
course you do. Yo, Nameless, thank you so much for the shout out. What is this video? Who is this? So we are watching a video from Kazuka, and it's why Genshin Impact won't last. And it's actually a very interesting video. It was recommended to me on my timeline, and I was like, you know what, let's watch this on stream, see what you will think. He's talking about like the problem with characters, difficulties, artifacts, all of that good stuff. I'll probably post this reaction on YouTube so you could rewatch it back.
like Genshin's
But
level
it's him talking about why he thinks Genshin Impact won't last. But it seems like this is this person's first ever gacha game, and he doesn't understand how degenerate this game can get if it follows the same gacha principles as other games. And yeah, he's talking about a lot of basic gacha 101 problems that can be easily solved because we've seen it get solved in other games before.
leveling system has nothing to do
Have a nice stream, Dom. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for interacting, okay? Have an amazing sleep, rest up, right? And thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you guys. Okay?
with actually
I feel that Genshin will last though. Okay, Genshin will last, but it won't have the same impact. You see what I did there? As it had when it first launched, or as it had when you first started playing the game. It will be much different. Exactly, Hoyoverse is addressing all gacha game aims, so I don't think it's a problem.
them. You just have to spend time in Genshin Impact with any character, and then you can level up any of your characters using the experience books. And
Exactly.
unfortunately, as the game gets harder as you increase your world level, it means you now have higher level enemies to grind and higher level resources to get, so you can power up your characters more. Most of the strength in your character's
MMO Games 101.
kit is tied to getting 5-star artifacts or higher tier weapons and level up materials, and you
Gaming 101.
get all of these by having a higher world level. Now on paper this sounds like this should work, but in practice this means that you can grind to max level without ever leaving the starting area, because the area gets harder as you level up. Of course this could take a while, but people could do it.
And this circles back to your Inazuma problem, saying that whenever you get to Inazuma, the game is too hard for you. Why don't you go back to Liyue and Mondstadt and grind out till you're strong enough to go back to Inazuma? And how about you don't increase your world level when you know you're not ready for that world level yet? When you're struggling with this one, you want to go and do the Ascension quest? Why not just grind out more, upgrade your characters, make a good team? Is he willing to put in the grind but doesn't want to go ahead? Listen, I don't know. I'm just trying to like agree with him where I think he's right and disagree where I think he's wrong.
Now you might think, what's the point in worrying about something that is possible if it's gonna take so long that nobody would bother to do it? Well, people have done that. A lot of people have. It just so happens that the starting area of Genshin Impact was Mondstadt and Liyue prior to Inazuma's release. People loved playing Genshin Impact, and Genshin Impact allowed you to keep leveling up more and more, but it didn't have enough content for you to go through. So people just kept grinding in Mondstadt and Liyue while they waited for Inazuma to come out. And yes, each region is made harder than the previous region, but that just means that the automatic difficulty scaling is only creating problems. If the automatic scaling isn't actually the reason that new regions are harder than previous ones for players, then all it's doing is just making older regions as hard as newer ones. But there's not much that can be done to fix this, because Genshin Impact has live updates, and anything you could do to make it so that at the end of the game it's better would make it incredibly unfun up until then. You could set the cap lower, but then people would just reach the cap way sooner and stop playing immediately. You could remove automatic scaling altogether, but then people would just be getting stronger and the content around them would be so much easier that not having enough challenge in the game would be an even bigger issue than it already seems to be. There's another game that lives off of constant updates: Minecraft. However, unlike Genshin, Minecraft has a lot of intrinsic rewards in it. When Minecraft releases an update, people have fun with the new content for like a month. And then they go back to what they've always been doing, which is just having fun exploring, building, playing with mods or on servers. And Genshin Impact doesn't have any of this. All Genshin
I don't know what to say. I wanted to basically, I just wanted to talk about the point where he says, I wanted to go back to talk about the point about the world scaling and the problems that could, you know, that could cause this to be. And yes, he's right to a point, but also, right, Mondstadt, aka the starting point, right? The way Hoyoverse is tackling this is they want you to go back to Mondstadt, right? They want you to go back to Liyue. Like, yes, you finish exploring the game, like you finish exploring that area completely, but they don't want to kill this area off. This is why the world level thing is a case. Because when you go back to Mondstadt, you don't want you to go back to Mondstadt and just be like, okay, let me one-tap everything, right? You want that to still be challenging. This is why the world level increase is there, right? Of course, there's gonna be people that grind out Mondstadt all the time until end game, and then they go in the other areas that are easier. But it's also the case where you rush to Inazuma, you grind out there if you can, or you grind out Liyue if you can, and then you go back to Mondstadt and it's too easy for you. You just one-tap everything. They don't want to break the immersion that when you go back to Mondstadt because you missed something, it's just going to be easy. It will still be challenging, and it will still like give you good kind of quote-unquote memories that, you know, oh, I went there, done this, and it was challenging even after missing it for like months. It has both positives and negatives, man. You can't just think that Genshin is a straight line and you just go in a straight fucking line. It's more like branched out. Everybody has their own things that they go out and explore. They do this first, they do this thingy first, this second, they get this faster than somebody else. It's much of a wider range of a game than it's just a straight line, because that's how gachas are made. And remember to press the notifications bell to get notified and share videos go up. Wait, press that dislike button, hate comment, and share it to all people who are too dumb for this world. Oh no. No, listen, he has to be a one-sided video for him, okay? He can't just give you good points. He can't give you good and bad points. He has to give you negative points. Because it's a rant video about Genshin.
Has is extrinsic rewards to keep.
And he says he's an addicted player.
players going. Get higher level, higher adventure rank, better artifacts, better characters, a new character, and the exploration
Rinse and
really
repeat.
only works when there's new content added. There's nothing that's really replayable about Genshin Impact. The only reason you ever come back to
Just the
Genshin
artifacts
Impact is whenever there's something new to do. Whether
Yes.
that be a brand new
That's how
update
this game
with
was
a
designed.
new area, or something as simple as just 4 new daily commissions. And
Yes.
for things you can
That's how this game
repeat,
was
like
designed.
domains, use resin, which is a time-locked
limited.
currency, and
Yes,
they're
because
not
it's a
that
side
fun to
game.
do anyway. The only reason you do them is because otherwise you're essentially wasting resin by not spending
FOMO.
it in time. Genshin
FOMO.
Impact is not infinitely replayable.
Yes, Gacha Games 101, or Gaming 101 in general nowadays. Battle passes. FOMO. 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 You need to make sure players come back to this game. If there is nothing to do, make sure they do dailies, and make sure the dailies and the resin is refreshable. Make sure you get some content that they could do every day to keep themselves incentivized, keep themselves addicted to this game, right? Make sure you make them feel like they're missing out if they're not playing this game, right? It was how they got me. It was how they got every single person here. The artifact system. They know the characters are not strong enough. Even though there is nothing to do in the game, you go back and you grind artifacts. It's scummy. Everybody knows it's scummy. Everybody knows that's what how the gaming industry works. Yeah, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. The reason why I don't log on every day and I'm not incentivized to play Genshin as much is because now I know my account is cracked. No matter what new content comes out, I'm just fucking gonna destroy it. So like, it's good and bad. If you want to play the game, you've got stuff to do. This game was made to be a side game, to be able to enjoy it mainly when there is updates. I know it's a bit iffy. He's right here. Like, this point is correct. What he's saying is speaking facts. Like, that part of this game is fucking stupid. Okay, the only thing is he mentioned about Minecraft having exploring, playing on modded servers and so on. Genshin has the same, and that is called TC, lore, waifus, meta, and so on. That is also a very good point. And content drought is kind of a questionable thing because there are people who speedrun and they say they don't have content. Exactly. I don't think there are that kind of person, but if they are, then yeah, side game. Can't emphasize on that enough. It is a side game, and you could make this your main game if you're doing shit slow enough. For example, like me. I'm a fucking whale that can clap the content in day 1, but I choose not to. Don't spit in facts. I don't know. I feel like I know gaming now. After gaming for so long, I feel like I know gaming, right? Orionaria, hello, how you doing? I feel like I know just how games work, and we know what kind of game we want, but it's never gonna happen. We will never get the ideal game. There will be always something that will ruin a game for us. Why? Because they need to make money off of video games, otherwise they won't be able to make more. And you know, we as players are kind of greedy. We want free shit, but we can't get it because if we want free shit, company won't be able to make money and won't be able to run the game, which means the game we want to play won't be able to run, right? The only way we can solve this is by making a game cosmetic only, but that's not enough money to run the game because I don't think people will buy cosmetics. Introduce Fika mommies. Introduce Fika mommies, stonks. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. Free-to-play players, they give the game attention and they give the game like playtime, they give the game the numbers, the players, the good reviews, right? It's still all important, but money is the most important one. So if they don't design the game for people to be able to at least whale, or to be able to incentivize people to whale and get an advantage, the game won't run for a long time. And Genshin is a game that needs to constantly run and have updates. So if they don't make the money, then yeah, it is what it is. That being said, Genshin is one of the least disgusting gacha games that I've seen. It is the least degenerate out of all the gacha games I've seen in my life. And they make so much money off of like single banners. For example, the Raiden one, I'll always keep on coming to that. Yet it feels like they still don't give us enough. Based on what they're making. Feel like greed is also a part of it.
Clear end goal to Genshin. It just doesn't exist yet. So in that sense, it might just be best to play Genshin later when all the content is out. Except that you'd miss out on all the... Okay, so this issue is intentional. The timed events are specifically designed to force you to play the game now rather than later, but that doesn't mean I won't complain about how stupid they are. Well, some of them are.
I'm glad you're on the
Events
same
like
page, my friend.
Windtrace and Theater Machinus are perfectly fine to be temporary. However,
They are.
many events are just important story events, and it's insane that they're
That
only
is
here
fucked
for a
up.
limited time. Unreconciled Stars, which not only introduced Scaramouche prior to Inazuma, but also showed him discovering the secret of the entire universe, all the way back in version 1.1.
1.1.
Both of Albedo's events, which contained
1.2.
incredibly important backstory for him as a character. The Iridori, Windbloom, and Lanternrite festivals had stories that, while not important per se,
Fun.
were still very charming, enjoyable stories featuring a ton of characters. Some of those characters don't even appear.
Problem with this is mobile. I think the game should be able to give us the ability or possibility to reinstall these updates and do them if we haven't done so already. For mobile, they could have them as DLCs and make them installable and uninstallable as it goes along. For PC and PlayStation people, we should have them permanently. It is such an easy thing to solve. I don't know why they haven't done that. Maybe again FOMO, maybe again reruns of these events, impossible futures, and money. But people will always be haunted by FOMO. Yes, but as I said, it would be such an easy solve. It's like it's like they're trying to basically put the blame on mobile players. Like they haven't released the game on mobile for the sole purpose of getting money, because that's where most of the money is from. And now they're putting the blame on mobile players and we can't do this because there's not enough space on mobile to do this, so we're just gonna fucking take it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the mobile players, fuck's sake. God damn it, they're giving us the most money out of everybody, but god damn these mobile players, man. I'm so sorry to you console players and your PC players, but hey, now you can transfer from your mobile to your PC, so now you don't have to worry. You could just buy yourself a PC and transfer your account. No, if you're rich enough to buy yourself a phone, forgetting that people play on their phone because they have the money to spend because they have lives, businesses, and they're successful people that just want to spend some money on a video game. They don't care how much, right? They don't have the time. That's why they play on their phones on the go. It's just fucked up. It's like they think we're dumb. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just saw this easy thing to do: toss a coin, stay in heads for whom and tails for whom. Alright, right before the coin lands, you realize you want one character and pull for that character. Wow, can you imagine? Playing on mobile equals microwave? Exactly, that's also the problem. Playing on mobile equals microwave. Yeah. But that's like, I love how they put the blame there where they could easily just make them DLCs. Alright? Do this. Version 1.1 DLC. Windbloom. Version 1.2. The Choke Prince DLC. Version 1.3, the archipelago, whatever. Omelette? Oh my god, yes, the omelette. You could do that. And I think they should do that on PC and console as well, to just save space, you know what I mean?
Outside of events. Now for the festivals specifically, you could argue that the side events like the flowers in the Iridori festival and the fireworks for Lanternrite can continue to be timed exclusives, but at least the story part should still be around. And yes, unlike the minigame style timed events, these story ones never repeat. Yes. The Lanternrite came back, but it had a completely different story than the first time. There are timed events that are coming out that build on the story of previous timed events you may have missed.
Yes.
And the content is already all there. The only thing I could possibly...
And it's crazy because so many people play this for the characters. Like, you would think they would be smart enough to capitalize on it and keep it in the game forever for the important story quests. You'd think they'll do that because a lot of people summon for these characters. Yes, because they're OP, right? But people kind of get bored of running Abyss like 24/7. They do this because they like these characters, or they think the characters look cool and they want to get to know the characters. And to not have these important story quests in your game, to be able to repeat and rerun, is kind of crazy.
We see that stopping them from just slapping in these timed events as quests for everybody else is possible continuity issues. I mean, again,
So look at this. These guys are so trash, bro. You're so trash and you're playing on the keyboard, bro. I done this shit 99.99 because I can't get 100% game correct. I done this shit on the controller, bro. That was so bad.
First time we met Scaramouche was in a timed event, and I can't imagine it'd make much sense to go back and do that after already seeing him in Inazuma. But ultimately, they can just slap in one extra voice line being like, yes, we've met before. Because, I mean, that's what they did when Scaramouche sees you in Inazuma. And if they really wanted to, these could be
So imagine you started playing this game later, and you see this cutscene, and you're like, ha, we've met before. And I'm like, what the? And you'd be like, who the fuck is you, man? What the fuck are you? Exactly how your best believes. End game is 36 star abyss. Oh my god. What the fuck is you, bro? I never met you before. Get the fuck out of here, man. You fucking stalking ass bastard, bro. It's like you start playing in like 2.0. And this guy's just been there since 1.1. Ha, we meet again, traveler. And I'm just like, me? Or Paimon. Maybe you met Paimon, because fuck, I don't know. Like, first time I seen you, bro. Lanky ass motherfucker. Take that cap off, bro. It's too big.
Mandatory quests. Because the fact that Scaramouche discovered the truth of the universe in that one-timed event doesn't matter because they can't treat it as if every player knows that. So when you meet him in Inazuma, he doesn't talk about that at all. Okay, so there's also some other small things that'll be bad for Genshin in the long run.
Let's see.
Resin. It's a timed currency, so people who started playing earlier will literally just have more of it total than newer players who haven't been playing as long. Enemy.
You know, we still kind of let them slide with that, let's increase it to 160 and not increase the refresh rate and see what happens. Hopefully they'll shut the fuck up, and we did. Fucking dumb, bro. It's so dumb.
I touched on this in the difficulty section, but rather than just making enemies more challenging in a fun way, they're becoming more challenging in an annoying way. I noticed this issue most...
It's not annoying. Okay. Yeah, petition for for unlimited resin. Nah, because then you could just grind the game 24/7, and that's not what people want. They want to time gate you. That's why resin is a thing. This is not a dumb way. This is actually a very smart way, right? You're saying this is annoying because you probably don't have enough characters to run this, right? But the reason why they introduced this is an artificial form of difficulty progression where you have to choose specific characters to run specific abyss, because by now people should have a wider roster of built characters to run and enjoy. This is an incentive to play different characters, try different team comps, make sure they work. It's kind of fun. It's the same thing. It's similar to Senkaimon in BBS. I don't think you guys know, right? Where you have 25 floors of a tower, and every time you clear a tower, your character gets locked, and you have to use 24 characters or other characters that you built, right? But this is like 7 years of game progression, so you should have fucking like hundreds of characters.
With Inazuman enemies.
This is annoying because you just started the game. You've only got Kaya to break this shield, and you don't like this game.
But unfortunately, I have now become the 1%, so everything is easy for me, and I can't really judge if the new Chasm enemies keep up that pattern. Men. There's not enough men. Dendro. This one is more of a hypothetical issue.
True.
It could be prevented, but there's nothing for Dendro early on. You know those artifact domains that give you the bonus elemental damage artifact sets? The Dendro equivalent will probably end up in Sumeru, the fourth region of the game. And this goes for any artifact passive to do with Dendro. So until you get to Sumeru, your Dendro characters won't have anything. Menus. The menus will be
Which is another form of content. Why would you want to pre-farm for characters you can't play as yet? I know we all do that, shut the fuck up. I'm just talking about like actual characters we can't play yet, you know?
The crafting and furniture menus are already unreasonably long. They recently changed it so you can select each region on the map separately. But now each region is also getting an important sub-region that's taking up space, and if they keep this up, eventually you'll just end up having to scroll to get to the bottom options, which kind of defeats the purpose of having this at all. I guess they could also make each region like a drop-down menu with their sub-regions inside.
Yeah, they'll probably do that.
It just seems like it'll become inconvenient eventually. Every artifact-related list is only going to get worse. The enemies list in the handbook is already terrible,
Yeah,
even with the
that's true.
selectable categories. I don't know why it's a single line of icon.
Let's not cap. Nobody ever uses that. Everybody uses the Genshin interactive maps, so that's why the devs don't give a fuck. The devs knows what they're doing. They're gonna make this bad, and then they're just gonna be like, you know what, guys, just look at the interactive maps, man. Like, what the fuck are you even here? Just look at them, man. Why would you want to do this one by one when you could just map out a whole route by looking at a map online?
With no scroll bar, but they're gonna have to change that eventually if they plan on adding any more enemies to this game.
They either will or they
about
won't, depending on
killing
how lazy they
enemies.
are.
I think the character menus may be fine actually, but the rest of them will definitely need some restructuring at some point.
Yeah,
The point
that's
is,
easy.
where all these issues may only be starting now, we still have at least 4 more regions to go. So
Yes.
these problems will only
Yes.
become worse as time goes on. I feel like lots of these issues are being overshadowed by problems facing the long-term players of Genshin, which is fair in its own right, but I would argue that the problems for brand new players are a lot more important, because otherwise it will become impossible to start playing Genshin at all. Though to be fair, it's already kind of impossible to stop playing Genshin, but even though I've accepted that I'm stuck in this relationship, I at least want to try my best to make it less
It's a toxic relationship. All right.
Thank you to all my generous patrons.
Yes, go and
I
check it out. If you
don't
want to
have
watch
a-
it for yourself, I'll probably post this reaction on YouTube, right? Like, sub, all of that good stuff, bell, right? Thank you so much. I don't do this, right? I'm not a YouTuber, but I'm not a rapper though. But yeah, I'm gonna spam the link. Go and watch it yourself if you want to. Actually, a really, really good video. Interesting points. Love that. Thank you to Kazuka for this video, and thank you for YouTube for recommending this out of nowhere. As time passes by, Genshin will become anti-beginner game. Yeah, like all gacha games do. But what they're going to do is they're going to give new players is a login event, probably for like a month. I'd say a month. After a month, people would usually start to quit, right? So they would give the new players a login event, or like a daily login feature where you get a guaranteed 5-star character after a month of playing. And they're probably gonna throw in like a Klee or somebody that is like not even that good of a 5-star character as the price. But they will do that to keep the players playing for a month, and then they're gonna get that 5-star character, and now they're gonna have to build that 5-star character, so they're going to play even more, do all of the bullshit to upgrade that character, play as the character, and then hopefully they'll get stuck in the cycle. Nino Kuni got login events right now. That's true, they do. Genshin doesn't, but they will have it in the future when they'll realize that players are quitting, or beginners are not playing for long enough, or they're quitting early. But we'll see. We'll see about that.